Hashtag no music, no intro. We are back. Party podcast. That we're talking Saints, OTA, um, as always, neither myself nor Ryan were at OTAs, so we are giving our thoughts and opinions for basically what other thoughts and opinions were for people who were there. So I just want to always clear that up. Hopefully, for training camp in Irvine, it can be my thoughts and opinions because I see it with my own eyes, but that is yet to be seen. But before we get into any of that, hope everyone had a good holiday weekend. Any shout out to any armed forces members who listen to the podcast, who served, are serving, have served in the past. This past Memorial Day, a lot of. I mean, there's some exciting stuff to talk about. Just in regards to everything. Shout out to everyone who's joining us on YouTube. If you are watching this on YouTube, please take the time to like, subscribe to the channel. Um,
Please.
and I mean, football. We're here. This is like the second week of OTAs, and then we're gonna get mandatory mini camp for like what, a week or two in June,
Yep.
and then like nothing. Then
That's
there's
it, bro.
no football at all anywhere. Sorry, I'm having a little drink. Coaster just fell. This is live podcasting. Um, but shout out Wayne, shout out Dante, Tony, Eddie, Mike. Thank you guys for joining. Being, I mean, we know it's late. It's 9 p.m. California time, Pacific Standard Time. A lot of things happening with the Saints. I kind of want to start. I mean, we could start in numerous places, but did want to give an update for the Saints Chargers meetup, West Coast meetup. That's going to take place on October 27th. Spoke to the Chargers already. Tickets are, I believe, like 62 to 65 per ticket. We had 30 plus 35 people at the Rams game. I want to try if we see can get 45 people at the Chargers game, bro. I want 45. I want
Man.
to roll 45 deep
On the
um,
West Coast.
on the West Coast, and that's cheaper. That so the Rams tickets were like 100, 110, and so it's the Chargers because obviously they're the B team in LA, and so the tickets are cheaper. I want it to happen. So if you're listening to this, if you're on the West Coast, you know for sure you're going to the game. Please make sure you um, let me know. So let me know how many tickets that you need. I can put it to the side, so I can start getting that organized sooner rather than later. Shout out Rod. Rod said, "Clit trying to sell us some hope."
Boy, selling, bro.
I'll start with the thing of I don't know if it's a bad thing. I know it's a good thing, and we could talk on all the positives that came out from today. But the thing that I can't just like get out of my head, Julio, shout out, is oh man, man, we don't ever miss words on this podcast. Why does Clint Kubiak sound more like a head coach than the actual head coach does, Ryan? Like,
Bruh. I mean,
is it
it's
just
it's
me?
the
Is it
no,
just me?
man, no, bro. It's the stuff we're hearing about accountability and attention to detail and holding guys accountable and all that stuff is like, this is
You put it
interesting.
in the Discord. This man flew to Utah. Well, there ain't no reason to go to Utah. Shout out to G Alex. We love you guys. Utah is beautiful. G is the
The
only reason
o-
I have to go to Utah, Ryan.
the offensive
Come on now.
coordinator flew to Utah to talk to their utility player about a vision
Hello.
for him. Man, come on now, bro. Come on now, bro.
and these are not bad. I want to like make sure like we're not trying to like make it sound like a bad thing or anything like that. This is great to hear offensively. Talked about today about it's reported whether it I know that John Hendricks reported it. The use of motion. It's just been such a change of the use of motion in just these couple of weeks compared to Pete Carmichael in the last 2 years.
Oh,
Ryan, I gotta see it, bro. I gotta see it.
gotta
Gotta
see
see
it,
it.
man. But right now, what you hearing what you want to hear right now, though. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yes.
talk about motion. I think last year we started hearing like a little bit of, Pete was using a little bit of motion in training camp and stuff like that. For them to be at this point, day one, day two installs of
Install, bro.
offense, and they doing motion, they doing cheat motion and all that stuff like the Dolphins do, where players are getting the running start at the snap and they just break off full speed. You know, bro, like it's modern offense. It's stuff we've been screaming about
So,
for a couple of years now, and it's not saying the old Sean Payton scheme was bad and all that stuff. It worked, especially when you got a Hall of Fame computer like Drew Brees. But as we saw, it's kind of tough. And Jake Hayner, he talked about it. Like he said it perfectly. He was like, man, like the offense, the previous offense. He's like, he's sure it was like easy for Drew Brees to learn in 2006, 2007. But he said, man, trying to learn that thing now in 2024, he said it was tough. Like it's
yeah.
tough, man. It's just tough. It's a tough offense to learn. And he talked about how this offense, it's not that it's easy, but it makes more sense. You know what I'm saying? Where like you study it, it's like, okay, this makes sense. And he said it has a rhythm to it, and you see how this leads to that, and that leads to this, da 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 da. Look, it could be players just talking, or that could be the truth. But I think it's the truth, man. And I mean, we've seen it all over the league. You know what I'm saying? So hopefully, hopefully, man, this is something. It's gonna be so fascinating, bro. So fascinating because even in the preseason, we won't really know nothing because
Right.
they're not gonna show much. Yeah, I'm sure you're gonna see some stuff as far as like the run game and stuff like that. But as far as like all the real tricky stuff and emotions and all that, it's gonna be very basic. So, I know there's gonna be a lot of talk. Oh, where's the offense at? This the offense we've been talking about all this time? I could just hear it already. When the Saints put up 6 points versus the Cardinals or whatever, I could just hear like, oh, the offense, where's that? Da 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 da. Da. So it's gonna be so interesting until we get to the regular season because we ain't gonna know shit
No,
until we get to the regular season, bro, and play
no.
real ball. You know.
And that's kind of going back to the schedule. Again, I'm never the one to look past an opponent as a fan, but you cannot have like maybe handpicked a better team defensively to go against with this offense that it's not going to be perfect, especially early on. But to go against the Panthers week one, like, like it should help because like the way I kind of see is that the Panthers defense, that's a regular class. That's a and again, I'm not saying they're going to win this game. But that's like a bird class, right?
Right.
Then the following week, that following week, got that AP test, bro. Got that SAT. Like the level just jumps. Wayne said, "Don't fall for the high scores in preseason." Nope, I'm not. I'm
No,
not
no,
falling for a single thing this
nothing.
team does until I see it in the regular
Got
season.
me. 2 years in
When
a row they got me. 2 years in a row. Remember that Chargers game?
yep,
Jameis Jameis led that offense down the field. Like, ooh, the boy's cooking. That Chiefs game, nah,
never
bro.
again, bro.
I ain't buying.
That's
I don't care what they do in the preseason, bro. Don't care. I'll look at some individual players or whatever, but as far as like the team, I'm not taking nothing from it, man. But man, look, it's just like the stuff we're hearing, bro. Like, back to the Taysom Hill thing. So basically, you know, Clint Kubiak reached out to Taysom Hill, when he got hired and all that stuff. Just talk to him like, hey man, big fan of you. I don't have a vision for you yet. I want to study you. I want to look at your film past couple years, and I'll hit you back, see what it's talking about. Hit him back after studying the film. Like, bro, I got a plan for you. Let me come out there to Utah, see you, and let's talk about what we gonna do, what we got cooking. And
Nigga,
Taysom
that's a
talked
real
about it.
coach. That's a
That's
real
a
coach,
coach.
nigga. That's
And
coach, bro.
Taysom, and you can hear from Taysom. He talked about it, bro. That made him feel good. I mean, he said, like he said, he made him feel wanted because he understood. He said himself. He said he understood. He knew a new coach was coming in. He could very well be like, Taysom, get out of here. You know what I'm saying? We don't need him. So
10 million? No, I don't need that.
no, we'll need that. So for him to show him like, man, we want you, and that's what I was saying. Like when I tweeted like last week, just how I appreciate Taysom as a football player on the Saints. Just one of my favorite Saints players. And
Can
people are coming to me like,
the hot take is that he is pound for pound as a football player. I'm not saying a position. As a football player, he is one of the best modern day all around football players that we have seen. I will die on that hill. No pun intended.
what's crazy is I think he would be good like in any era. Like I think he would
He
find
would
a
be.
role
Yes.
like in any era, bro. It's just like one of those type of dudes. But people's like, oh, he's getting paid 10 million. Of course, he's gonna play any position He's gonna pay 10 million. And I hear that, but
Alante don't want to go to safety.
I'm about to say there's a lot of players that, regardless of the money, you're not about to make them move to something they don't want to do. And he's somebody who's always wanted to play quarterback. That's his life. That's what he wanted to do. And he's coming in and he's saying, "Look, man, just I'm 33 years old. Mold me, whatever you want me to do.
Bruh.
33, bro. Moving to playing fullback, fullback slash tight end slash running back. So I don't want to hear shit about that, man. That's my dude.
Demon Time Salam says Taysom missed a gold jacket by about 35 to 60 years. He absolutely did.
For real. For real.
I think Michael said Clint flew to Utah to talk to Taysom while our front office was Skyping. I don't think they didn't even Skype him. Probably Zooming head coaching candidates. Like it's different, man. It's just different to show a level of first. Let me reach out to you. Let me touch base with you and kind of give you that reassurance of how, like, I know you're on the team. I know you're a good football player. Let me see what I can do with that. And then to go and watch his film and then follow that up in like a phone call and said, bro, like we can do something, to the point that he flew out to meet with him. This is no different than when you're working at a company, bro. Like anyone who works at a job just wants to feel appreciated.
Yes.
Period. No one
Straight
wants
up.
to go to work. No one wants to go to work where it just feels like, like work, right? And I think people forget, like, we have a team that the mentality and the culture so much was when you were going to work, one, you were having fun. Two, you knew your boss, who may have been an asshole, but he was going to hold you accountable. And three, you were winning. So like that is like all the positives, right?
Right.
And then it was a drastic change for 2 seasons. And this is why this is such a pivotal year for DA. But I kind of said in the Discord, man, the irony of like DA like getting a good OC, but like that OC like maybe like being too good that he like takes his job would be like hilarious, man. Like
Because here's the thing, like, let's say the offense is awesome. You know what I'm saying? Let's just say it's awesome. Let's say the passing game's good. Derek Carr. Not saying
they
Derek.
come in and make Derek Carr look decent to good,
That's
bro.
what I'm saying,
You got
Not even saying like crazy, like, oh, get MVP votes. I'm just saying solid 28 touchdowns, yards, not a lot of interceptions, efficient, and then the run game is like a top 10 run game. Alvin Kamara making a comeback. Kendrick Miller is like,
Miller looking
getting
good.
love and all that. Kubiak gone, bro. Like, somebody's going to hire him. We see how this go. Every offensive coordinator that shows just a smidget a smidgen of creativity and efficiency and effectiveness, and coming from that scheme that you went with Kyle Shanahan and all that, you're gonna be a head coach, bro. So it will be so fascinating if he does cook. Man,
The front office would have a decision on their hands,
bruh, like a decision, bruh. A
like legitimately.
decision, bruh. Like
Because, like
he's
you
in your
said, to your
building.
point, he's in your building, and you know that you either maybe let him go and he becomes a head coach elsewhere, and you just hope that you are able to get maybe. And we're all saying this like Clint Kubiak is going to be a great OC, but let's
Yeah, this
assume
is all hypothetical.
this all conjecture, right? You know that he may leave, and like you may have to find another OC and stick with Da, or do you just let Da go and promote Clint? I don't know, man. It's be
And I
fascinating.
think it
It
was
would be
Ed. I
fascinating.
think it was Eddie that asked that. Like without somebody being an interim, I can't recall that ever
Mm,
happening. Like somebody being hired from the staff to be the head coach.
that wasn't an interim.
That wasn't an
Oh, that's a
interim.
good. That's a
So
good,
it's like, damn.
like a good like NFL history question.
Yeah. I mean, I was trying to think. I know Mike Martz was the OC for uh, was it Dan Reeves with the Rams.
Brock said Dennis Allen.
Okay. But I was saying like the St. Louis, the greatest show on turf because it was
Mike Martz.
Dan Reeves was the coach, right? At first, I'm talking about that first
Yeah,
year
yeah.
when Kurt Warner took over and Mike Martz was the OC. Then Dan Reeves left, and then Mike Martz became the head coach. I think that's the only one where I could think of where it went like that.
Well, yeah, but to Brock's point, like Dennis Allen, that's how he got hired too, though.
Oh yeah,
Like, yeah, right.
but Sean Payton didn't get fired though. He left. You know what I'm
That's true.
saying?
That's true. That's true.
So I never
Um,
like that's the only thing that makes it different.
right. Uh, Interesting to see. We got to hit on the Tano Pascal torn Achilles injury. It's one of those things where he the Tano that we saw the first season with the Saints felt like that player hadn't been here since his first season, but he's been there. He was a good depth piece. Got injured according to reports doing like just a running workout um, at the facility, and some conditioning workout, and it just hurts the depth at
Right.
at pass rush and at edge rusher because I was thinking about this in the Discord, and I tweeted this, or not tweeted, but I put in our Discord. It's just like, if just again hashtag on paper, if you look at the talent, and this is assuming that Marshawn Lattimore is not traded, he's not moved. There's a lot of fucking talent on this defense, Ryan. Secondary and linebacker in Bresee, who also had injuries that he apparently was fighting through. He got a couple
Yeah.
of surgeries after the season ended. Obviously, the glaring hole is at edge rusher. You have
Yes.
a Cam Jordan who's coming back from injury, and he's still not healthy yet, which tells you how serious his injury was.
Yeah.
And then after that, it's like Chase Young, where I know the team is like more optimistic, like maybe like in the public. Team don't know when Chase Young gonna be able to play, bruh. They don't know when he gonna play. They don't know when he gonna be
Of course
healthy.
not.
They don't know. He's a
Of course
complete
not.
unknown.
It's a neck.
Neck surgery. Neck surgery. I just remember when like the reports came out, people were like, "Well, it's just like, no, you dummy.
No.
It's neck surgery." So you have Cam coming off injury, Chase Young coming off injury, Tano's going for the season. You are really down to Peyton Turner and Isaiah Foskey and our dude, friend of the podcast, Greg Cosell, was like Greg Cosell, like he's like always nice, like he don't like to like bad mouth players, but even
Yeah.
Greg
Right.
Cosell was like, can the nigga play? Can he play? Can he play? Can he get some snaps as a second rounder, bro?
Like damn. And then look, I saw a blurb. I don't remember if it was Underhill or John, but Foskey showed some little flashes today. Whatever that means, it's padless, Hey, you know what I'm saying? Like, at least we hear his name, Adam. Goddamn, bro.
I know,
He
bro. Like,
exists. I didn't even know. I didn't even know he exists. I didn't even know he was
bro,
that good.
I forget he on the be on the team so many times, Brian. Like,
Something, man. You know, this like we
Dante
talking
said
about.
it means nothing. Dante can't stand Bosky, bro. It's one of my funniest tropes, bro.
Can't stand it, man. Look,
Well,
man.
I'm out here sweating like a slave, Brian. What's
Hot up
going
in
on?
there, bro. Glistening.
Get to what, Negro? Like, war, bro.
Nigga
I
up in
don't
here
know, bro.
glistening, man. What the fuck?
Woo, woo.
But we just talked about preseason don't matter. I would be watching Foskey. Like I want to see
Oh,
because
like a hawk.
I remember preseason last year and I was like, ew, like yuck. This dude,
It was bad,
it
Ryan.
was bad. I was like, ugh, he wasn't doing nothing. I remember they left him out there for like the whole third, fourth quarter. He was
Third and fourth quarter, bro.
doing nothing, bro. Just like, so I'm very interested to see how he does in the preseason. Just show me something, bro. Like show me something, man. Like it ain't got to be a sack. Just pressure somebody. Get a
A
little pressure
pressure?
in there. Sit, bro.
Oh man, I forgot what game it was. Maybe it was a Giants game where like we thought he like caused like a fumble on the live stream. I don't remember what game it was, but
Oh,
like, but it
yeah.
wasn't. I think it was the Giants game. We was hype as hell, bro. That's the thing with us. Like as much as we may clown Colts, yeah, thank you, Wayne. As much as we may clown on players or whatever, man. At the end of the day, man, we want to see them succeed and thrive. Like there is nothing. Like I still remember being at that Raiders our first meetup game and seeing Peyton Turner have his like career game with us like watching it in person, and I was just I was just happy, bro. Like I was just like amused and just happy at the same time. And this injury opens and paves the way. Can we see something from Peyton Turner? Can we see something from Isaiah Foskey? Like bring something to the pass rush because the defense desperately needs on it. Someone in our Discord, I forgot who it was, my fault, suggested that the Saints maybe should like sign Emmanuel Ogba. Would love it. Would
Oh yeah.
absolutely
Hell yeah.
love it. As an option.
Absolutely. That'll be like do it. Do it now. June 1st. I think they're gonna have some moves shake. Come June 1st, with the whole compensatory pick formula and all that stuff. So I think you'll start seeing some moves shake. Yep, I mean that's a no-brainer to me. I didn't even know he was still
Easy.
out there.
Yeah, he is. Feel like we should mention. Like it sounds like Derek Carr. According to the reports today that were open to media, had a good practice. Went
It's
8 for
Derek Carr season right here, boy.
There's
No
no pressure, right?
pressure. No pressure. This is time of the year, man. Shit.
I will say something that stood out to me reading John Hendrick's report. It just kind of him just mentioning that today, like he noticed that the offense really went after Pete Warner in coverage, and
Yeah.
it's on my radar, bro.
It's on your
I
radar.
don't know when we gonna start seeing that Willie Gay Demario, but it's just something I'm just being mindful of. I'm just being mindful of it.
It's gonna be interesting, man.
Yeah.
And I really do think they want to use Willie Gay, not as a pass rusher, but as like a pressure player. So it's going to be interesting how they just work all that out with Pete Werner, coverage, Demario, who's also a pressure player. It's a lot to work with, but man, the defense got talent, bro. Like it got talent, man. Like, how talented? Like I don't think they with this schedule. I don't think statistically they'll be like a top 8 defense or nothing like that. But I think they should be like a top 12 unit. Just overall scoring. Points allowed, yards. Good versus the pass. The run game, the run defense, still a huge question for me.
It is.
Because I couldn't even really make sense of it last year. Like I couldn't pinpoint. Oh, here's the problem. Was it defensive tackle? Was it linebacker? Was it poor perimeter blocking on the edge? I don't know. I, I I don't know what the issue was. Scheme. I don't know. But something was wrong because obviously it just wasn't good.
In all the games that they lost, even the games we were at, right? I was at the Rams game, we were at the Texans game, even the Bears game early on. Like it was just very obvious. It was just like the run defense was no longer a strength, and
Oh yeah.
I really think that's why, even though he didn't meet their metrics, they saw the type of player that Christian Boyd was. Reported that he had a nice plays and practice that would have been tackle for losses. I'm just like, he's just a player to me that just like I just really think he's going to be a contributor um, early on, like in his
I do
rookie
too.
season
I do
on the
too, man.
defense, man.
I do too.
Uh,
It
Da-
just makes too much sense.
Dante said top 12 defense and a top 10 offense should get you in the playoffs, but this schedule though,
Exactly. It's the schedule and it's the head coaching. You know what I'm saying?
hmm
You know the end of game management, the final 2 minutes. End of the half. Under Da, his defenses have been much better in the second half than the first half. Figure
yep,
that shit out. Like, yeah, that's great when you make adjustments in the second half, but can we get some of them adjustments in the first half? Like, how
please.
many games we watch where the opposing offense just march down the field, and it's like, oh Lord, here we go, and then come the second half, they clamp it up. Like the defense clamp it up. By that time, it's too late.
We like they still had a chance, but even to like Da's credit, right? You know he and Joe Woods came up with whatever the scheme was that confused C.J. Stroud in the second half of that Texas game. Because I know
So did.
but like this was the C.J. Stroud that was a rookie sensation, was carving up defenses, carved up the Browns defense in the playoffs, all of that. This is the same C.J. Stroud, and while he was making plays that first half, the second half, the Texans, I don't know if they even scored, maybe like a field goal, but they did not move the ball consistently against the Saints defense at all the second half. So to your point, this is going back to like the show me. We got to like I have to see as a fan. I have to see as a fan that Dennis Allen can stack wins. We talked about this
Yes.
when we went through the schedule and we broke it down, bro. If you want to be successful in the league, you have to stack wins. Period. You can't
Period.
do this. We win one, win two, lose three. You are not going to your record is not going to ever be in a position where you're going to be essentially like a winner, even with them in the NFC South, right? Stack wins, and the only way you're going to be able to stack wins is to be able to start fast defensively in the beginning of the games and offensively in the beginning of the games.
Yes.
Period.
Period.
Our dude Adam said, "Has Da ever really consistently used a three defensive line, three linebacker, five DB split before? Sure, it was nice to have. Sure, it would be nice to have a Zach Bond or a Caden Ellis.
He,
I
he
mean,
we did a lot of three down linemen, but usually it's three down linemen, two linebackers,
linebackers and
and a
60s.
yeah, 6 DB. So I don't know. You rarely see three linebackers on the
Three.
field under DA. Maybe
I
they'll
mean,
do
you'd
it.
rather see three linebackers on the field for most NFL teams unless they're in base. And
Real.
sometimes even in base, they ain't got three
Yeah,
linebackers on the field.
yeah, they got a big safety. So I think you'll see more of that. More three down linemen. Um, it's gonna be interesting, bro. Like especially we face a couple of running quarterbacks this year. That's
Mm-hmm.
historically been the poison pill for DA's defense. It's gonna be interesting to see, because I mean that's what I figured they got Foskey for, is to like be somebody that could track those guys on the edge and stuff. Man, it's like, bro, we need you, bro. We need you, brother.
Ooh, Lionel
Is,
Bosky for the air. Who, bro?
is
Who,
Peyton
buddy?
Turner at OTAs, bro?
Yeah, bro. I'm gonna read this line. I just look. Hold on. Just read this from John before we recorded, right? Our shout out to our dude John Hendricks. Okay, where is it? Sorry, terrible podcasting. The line was the same as last week. Carl Granderson, Kalen Saunders, Kendall Vickers, and Peyton Turner, with
Who?
Pete Warner and Demario Davis at linebacker. Alante in the slot, and then some nobodies at corner because Adebo and Marshawn were not at OTAs.
And Kool-Aid recovering.
Yeah, recovered from his injury. So every time you say something about Foskey, bro, Dante said, "Ryan, please," asking Isaiah DeFoskey to contain the
Hey
edge or
man,
something.
I'm just
Bro,
trying to put
we
it in
got
there.
we got Jalen Hurts week 3, bro.
Man, look,
Week 3, we got Jalen Hurts.
we gonna learn.
Anything else? Oh, real quick, those first like week 2, week 3. Speaking of stacking wins, man, it's just gonna tell us so much about like this team, not just you know in segments, right? Not just offense, not just defense, because it all has to come together where it has to be a win. It has to be a win, and something that's going to be interesting, right? Because Dante just said in the chat, and Parsons week 2, you have a new, not new, but kind of new right tackle, Trevor Penning in a position that he's never played before. Like the game plan for defenses who are going to play the Saints are going to be like, we're going to test the rookie left tackle who's hadn't played left tackle in a while, and he's a rookie, and we're going to test the third-year player who didn't, had some up and downs at left tackle. Now he's at right tackle position. He's never like the offensive line is going to get tested and tested quickly.
For real, man. And look, Penning, he had some little up and down plays today, apparently. So it's still a work in progress with him, man. We'll see, bro. We'll see with him, man. Like, come on, bro. Big ass, man. Get it together, bro. Man. Like, we rooting for you. Everybody wants you to like succeed, man. They like, damn, come on, Penny.
Nick said that big ass.
Shit.
I was happy to see that his like aggression
Yeah.
and nastiness has kind of made a return, because I felt like that we've talked about it, like that had been coached out of him so much like the last 2 seasons. So it kind of coming back was good to see.
Yeah.
Good to see.
Another thing,
But
the kicking competition.
ooh,
What's this dude named Chris Smith?
yep,
Christopher Smith. Charles Smith. Charles Smith.
from Ireland, from
Ireland, man. He said it's looking real, bro. It was 4 for 4 today from 44 yards.
Do we not? Is there no competition for Lou Hetley? Like
Yeah,
none?
yeah, they got a guy.
I mean, oh, that's right. They did get a guy. I completely spaced on
They
that.
got a guy. But I mean, I don't know.
It something that caught my eye reading John's report is that Holker seems to consistently be with the first team offense.
Yeah,
At tight end.
very interesting. Very interesting.
For a UDFA to be consistently with the first team offense during OTAs. I'm not saying whatever. I'm just saying, to me, just as a person who knows football, that is extremely, extremely telling.
Yeah, man, and I haven't heard much about him yet, like as far as like plays he's making and stuff. So, that's just something interesting to track. Jawan Johnson, where he's at. Keep hearing about the other kid. I forget his name. Is it Michael Jacobson? I
Yeah.
think his name. He was on the practice squad with us last year. Apparently, he looks good. He's making some plays. I mean, you got Taysom Hill, who's kind of like splitting time at that role. They need all of it, bro, because that tight end room is not good on paper. It can be good, but on paper, it's like one of the weaker position groups on the team. You know what I'm saying? So it's gonna be interesting. Another thing, I just looking at some of the videos, I'm like, man, Kendrick Miller, he just looks explosive, man. He looks just smooth. I saw him catching passes downfield, out the backfield, and stuff like that. Like, give me more of that. And I guess that's kind of a positive
Thought you were about to start bringing out some Britney Spears. Sorry, I looked excited.
And kind of a positive, I guess, with AK not being there is,
Right.
those guys could get a lot of work done. And I'm not worried about AK. He gonna be back mini camp doing this thing. You know what I'm saying?
Like this year has all the makings of like the AK, and this might, who knows, man. This might be AK's last year with the team. We don't know.
Could be.
But this year potentially have all the makings of like an AK revenge tour. Like him
Ooh.
finally being in the offense, staying healthy, an offense that knows how to utilize his skill set, creative, better offensive line play. It would
This
just be
man,
just for the sake of just our live streams during game day. Just when AK make plays, bro, it just feels
oh man,
different. It feels
this
different.
man not even on people top 10 running back list, bro. Like it's falling that far for him to the point like Greg Rosenthal, he get clowned for having AK on his top 10 running back list or whatever. Like he be
Greg
clowning
knows
him.
ball.
I'm like, Greg, you know ball, Greg. That's
You know
why.
ball, bro.
But I mean, but I'm sure for AK it's like, I mean, that's just where it's at. You know what I'm saying? He the average what, less than 4 yards a carry last year. You know what I'm saying? Like to no fault of him, but I'm just saying, that's just the reality of his production.
It's funny because his career, like just in terms of just the way it's gone, you know, I would say when he was in the same when he was younger, he was a better player than Christian McCaffrey was.
It wasn't even like a major debate.
No, right?
Like
And
early,
then
like it wasn't even like a major debate, man.
it wasn't. And then C-Mac got injured, he got hurt, and then kind of what we've seen with AK these last two seasons, the same talk was happening with Christian McCaffrey, right? He was injured all the time. He was on the Panthers. He was, he was blah blah. Sure enough, lo and behold, he gets traded to one of the best offensive minds in football in San Francisco.
And now he's looking like the
And
best running back in the league.
crazy how that happens, Ryan. It's
Ain't that
crazy
crazy?
how that happens. I'm just saying, like, I'm not comparing Clint Kubiak to Kyle Shanahan. I'm not doing that. But just having a competent, and I don't even want to go hard at Pete Carmichael, bro. I don't even go. Pete told you what it was, bro.
Pete told you what it was, bro. Pete was
Like
just
you,
being Pete.
that's like if someone, we're moving ourselves out of these situations. If someone tells another person, you know what, this is just friends with benefits. Do not look anymore. We are not a relationship. And then you, as like the Saints, you're just like, but we can't have more. But we want more. No. We talked about this. Pete didn't even want the job, bro. Pete didn't want to be there.
Didn't want it, man. I don't want it.
You think Pete was gonna fly to Utah, bro?
Hell no. Like, man, I'm gonna text you, bro. Like, man,
He said, I might send a voice audio message if you're lucky, bro. But that's about as far
I mean,
as
Pete was the type. Pete was the type that he let players have their input, which I guess is which is a good thing to a certain extent, but it just caused a lot of confusion. Like because we saw it like every week he would get beat up by the media about, hey, where's motion, where's this, where's Taysom Hill, where's AK in the pass game. Then the next Sunday you will see Taysom Hill, then you'll see Alvin Kamara. Then the next week it'll be
that
something
man,
different. It was just
he would coach reactively.
very, very much so. Very much so. And it wasn't for him, man. It wasn't where he was supposed to be. And he got out of there so quick, bro. He probably flew straight to Denver. Like
MSY to
direct
Denver,
flight.
bro.
Direct flight. I'm on my way.
I think it also, I mean, another thing that like is underreported too, and we talked about this, and I don't want to belabor the point, but like the Saints were just in such a scene around the league in a position that like no one wanted the job.
Yeah.
Pete, like before Pete got it to second year, that he was like This man was, I can say this out loud now. This man was begged to come back, Ryan. Begged. Don't leave. Pete, if you leave, we might not be able to actually have an OC. Do you know how embarrassing that would have been, bro?
Poor Ryan Curry. Hey,
he's in Buffalo now, right? Am I tripping?
I think so. Yeah, he with Joe Brady.
Not that's it. Pete was getting up there saying it's on me week after week, just
on me.
begging to be fired.
So me, please,
Please fire me. Please
they
let
won't
me go.
They just won't fire me.
I feel we didn't talk about this the politics of New Orleans. I have never seen a team respond so quickly to being told that they're broke. Brother.
It's Louisiana, bro. That's I don't know what to make of that stuff. That shit's crazy. That
They
shit
paid
crazy.
though.
Oh yeah. I mean, that's embarrassing. That was embarrassing, bro. Like New Orleans is a small city, bro. So news reports like that, you know, we New Orleans people, we gonna get them jokes off. Boy, Saints broke. And I saw it all on Facebook. Well, Saints ain't paying their bills, boy. Saints ain't paying their child support. So, you know, like that's embarrassing. So, you know, and the politics of Louisiana, they knew that would be embarrassing. That's why they put the story out through the media. So it's a game going on. A lot of games going on right now with the lease. You know how long the Saints gonna be in the dome, all that stuff. A lot of stuff going on. You got a new governor, terrible governor in Louisiana.
Awful.
Awful. Just, whew. But anyway, I didn't know what to make of that story though.
I just couldn't get past the juxtaposition of Mickey Loomis's WWO presser after the Lions game. Man had the nerve to talk about economics for the situation while Saints fans wasn't in the goddamn Superdome. And then you get a story come out to say y'all broke asses ain't paying bills. Like y'all, the audacity of this motherfucker right here, Ryan. Shout out to Ghostface Griller. Love the show. Jamming with you guys at work. Much love.
Love that.
Jashawn Smith said, man, seeing someone else wearing number 13 in them OTAs videos got me sick. Sick and not still no thank you MT post, bro. Like
Ain't gonna happen, man.
it ain't gonna happen, bro. Just not. It's just, that bewilders me. It bewilders me. The Drew Brees came out. Was it official or was it from Reddit? Reddit hates us, but potentially Drew Brees is going into the Saints like Hall of Fame or Ring of Honor this season. Would be amazing if that happened during the meetup game. Would be amazing if it was that.
Man, that'd be chef kiss right there, boy.
Bruh.
That'd be awesome.
Just emotions. Just emotions, Ryan. Wouldn't be able to contain myself, bro. Wouldn't be able to do it.
Hell no.
What is it? I think you said in our Discord the Saints Block Party podcast at Canton. Gonna be something special. Also, did you did not realize how fucking expensive it is to go to like the Hall of Fame things? Like it is not cheap.
Really?
Yes.
Man.
It is because we had talked. I think like we talked about this like last year because obviously Drew Brees is gonna go in first ballot, and so I don't know if I looked it up or Jay looked it up, bro. But I was like to go to a Hall of Fame speech, niggas out they mind.
Watch that in the ball.
be like outside of it with the megaphone. We love you, Drew. ain't got them prices though. Feel like so you know to be expected. I think you made a good point of this. Just Spencer Rattler's having his struggles, man. He's a rookie. He's playing in the NFL, and you learn very very quickly that the NFL, no matter how good you were in college, it's different, man. It's a different beast. Um, the only hope I have from him from OTAs till training camp is him not making the same mistakes that he's making now in OTAs.
Exactly.
Just that's
Exactly.
what you want to see.
Yeah, yeah. I just want to see the story unfold, man. People overreact too much, either to positive and negative. People overreact too much. Um, I just want to see his story unfold as he learns, as he grows within the system, gets a couple preseason games under him and stuff like that. It's going to be interesting. Him and Jake Hayner, bro, because Jake Hayner came to ain't trying to fold either. You know what I'm saying? Jake Hayner said he want to be a starter. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
So I love it, man. Like the more competition there, the more dudes that's driven to want to be great. That's just better for the Saints, honestly. Whenever we get Derek Carr out of here. So
Not soon enough.
hey, look, Derek
Um,
Carr might really be fine this year, bro. Like if Clint Kubiak could just simplify the game enough for him to where he doesn't have to control he doesn't have to orchestrate the whole thing, and just make your reads, put the ball where it need to be, execute the offense. That's it. That's it. I don't need all the extra activities and you know screaming at players, and you could tell he's trying his best this year to be like on the good side of everybody. I mean, he got the big praise the Lord fest with
uh-oh.
Demario and all that stuff. Like,
Amen.
hey man, he trying though. So like, okay, bro. We gonna see.
Uh, Jashawn made a good point. Clint definitely going to hold Carr accountable, unlike Pete and DA.
Yeah,
Sounds like it.
yeah, I would think so.
It's,
It sounds
sounds
like
like
it,
it.
yeah, from what I'm hearing.
Just even it's funny the thing that was reported, like that Clint, if the huddle isn't broken correctly, having to go back
Speaks
and
to my
like
heart right there, bro.
that's a Sean Payton thing, bruh.
Absolutely, absolutely. That's the details, baby. And it's been on my radar, bro. Because I've been watching that huddle the last 2 years. I'm like, man, it's a sloppy huddle. Sean
Like
Payton
a
would not be
daisical.
like they used to have like you used to watch it with Drew. It's quick. He's always like at a certain spot on his knee.
Yep.
Everybody standing around at a certain spot, and then there's a synchronous clap at the end. Like everybody clap,
Yep.
and then they just like it's beautiful to watch because they spread out into the formation like it just like they go from a huddle and just spread out, and it's just
Boom.
perfect. You
Like
can tell he
synchronized
just
swimming.
practicing. It's all synchronized, man. And it's one of them things I just used to watch and just love because especially when the offense was cooking and they marching down the field, that's when it was rolling. It's like I used to love that shit. So, yeah, but the last couple of years, it just ain't been like that, bro. It's just been all over the place. One player hanging out, one player got his hands on his hip, looking over there. So I love to hear that. I love that he's being maniacal like that because that's like the details, man. It might seem small, but that's the detail. Like B.
It,
John pointed out, that's the difference between 18 seconds on the play clock and 14 seconds on the play clock. That's
huge.
all those little things that add
Huge.
up to winning games.
Winning games, and it's so the huddle thing is so interesting to me because I remember like learning to play football. I never played it before, but how much time was spent in junior high of getting the huddle right, getting the clap right, breaking it. And it was such a thing when I played from what seventh through like what ninth grade or early 10th grade. If the huddle wasn't broken right in practice, bruh, redoing it.
Do it again.
Like
We do it.
do it again, right? Till it becomes routine, right? That you are so in line with it that you ain't gonna f it up that you want to do it again because then you're taking time away from off the play clock or whatever. And so just like the little things add up and the little things matter, and it's just good to kind of the attention is back on the little things. I'm also glad that Nick Salaverde, aka Salsa Verde, sounds like he might be like the left guard, bro. He sounds like he just might be the left guard, which is good. Like he was drafted what in the fourth round. Like you would hope a fourth round draft pick that you draft as like offensive lineman that you maybe get like a decent starter. Also, just real quick, can we talk about how Andres Pete, like was so done with the Saints, bruh? Done, bruh.
450,000 guaranteed, bro.
He said, "Get me out
450,000.
of here."
You know the Saints offered him way more than that. He was like, I'm not even answering the phone, bro. I'm done with y'all. I don't. Gotta get Pete on the podcast, bro. He got his
Wouldn't that be a full circle moment, bruh? The name of the episode would be Pete Gon' Pete, bruh.
he got his tweets protected, man. So I mean, poor guy. He caught hell from everybody. He caught hell from the fans. He caught hell from his own team. So I get it, man. He's just like, man, let me go to the greener pastures, go over to the Raiders,
Oh,
and look.
Pete's tweets been protected for like a long time, bruh. Like a
Yeah,
long time. Yeah.
I get it, man. I get it.
It'd be so cool to, I mean, to a degree, just to see Pete kind of have like a little second career arc, bruh,
Yeah,
where like he's not like the joke anymore. Like I just love that for him, you know.
yeah, I would. I would.
Um, anything else from OTAs before you wrap up? Got a couple of minutes left. Any questions from the chat? We have 28 concurrent viewers going right now, so 28 people. Uh, Dante said, "Boy signed in Las Vegas for a casino buffet cart."
Hey, bro. Buffets be
Listen,
hitting now, boy.
I can't
I know
stand
you.
buffets, bro.
I know some people. Some people like, ew, buffets.
So it's not even that. Nigga, I'm not like grossed out from a buffet. Like
I mean, a lot of
for
people are,
me,
bro.
that's that's bougie people is what I would take that for. But my thing is typically the price that you would pay to go for a buffet is never worth it for me because I will go to a buffet, I will eat one plate of food and then I'm full. So like I don't
Oh
even
no,
want like a
bro.
second or third plate.
You,
So
you
like
ain't
price
you
wise
ain't
it just
fat
doesn't make
game,
sense.
boy. Fat like boy, we coming out that thing full. Oh,
I'm
feeling
leaving with
sick.
something.
Feeling sick, bro. Mm.
I'm leaving with something. Diabetes, high blood
Oh yeah,
pressure.
all of it, all of it. I'm getting. Got breakfast over there. I'm eating that. Eating hard ass
Here's
steaks.
here's the thing. I don't even. It's not even that I don't even want to eat that much. It's just that my body's just like I don't know. I can't
Yeah.
explain it. Dante said, "Do y'all think getting out of the huddle sooner might slow the game down for Carr and allow him to make faster decisions?" Uh, here's the thing that I go to Ryan was saying about Carr, right? Clint Kubiak giving him like the answers, much like Kyle Shanahan provides Brock Purdy the answers, and all good offensive coordinators do, right? The thing that I still have the question about is when there is someone open, and as much as we can clown on Pete for the last two seasons or whatever, there were plays that were numerous plays, especially early in the season for like at least like the first 8 weeks, that whatever it was, there was an open receiver, wide receiver, tight end, someone, and Derek Carr either did not see the player or refused to throw the ball to the player. That's the thing I kind of go back to is that Clint Kubiak could paint the perfect picture for Derek Carr, like absolutely pristine in the Louvre picture. But if he's still not pulling the trigger with open players, then it becomes a problem. So I think what we saw the last couple of weeks of the season, you run the ball, be somewhat effective, and let Derek Carr make decisions at the play action. That is the best version of Derek Carr that there is at this point in his career. And I think with Clint Kubiak, what he's going to want to do is he's going to want to run the ball with AK. He's going to run the ball with Kendre. And then when the opportunities present itself and whatever, then Derek Carr will throw the ball. That's the thing that I hope they make like synergy. Like that synergy needs to be there.
100% agree.
Jay Sean Smith said, I came into the stream late. Did y'all talk about the whole OTA participation drama? So I'll comment on that because I actually asked about that earlier today. Was pretty much told that the players that are not at OTAs are either one injured or players who typically historically had never attended OTAs to begin with. So I don't think it's something drastically to be. It was on my radar a little bit, honestly.
Yeah. Because there's a long list. So.
It was. But it's either players who are injured or players who typically had not been.
And low key, they got a lot of injured players, man. When I was looking, I was like, damn, they got a lot.
They do.
Like Bruce Lee, I didn't even know about him. Like
no one
literally just found that out today. He had shoulder surgery and he had to remove a cyst out his knee from when he had ACL surgery. So I was like, oh, it's interesting. He played through that shit. You know,
always why you say like people talk about minor surgery, like you never know what happens after a surgery. It's the human body.
Oh yeah.
I think what did Sony say? Need a Colin Sanders TD this year too. Would love that. Little Colin Sanders TD. Anything else?
I think that's it. One thing you brought up earlier, Nico Collins got broke off. 20 plus million.
It's funny you brought that up because I literally while we were recording because I wanted to bring it up before I forgot. I pulled up Nico Collins' stats as like a player in the NFL since he got drafted.
What last year? What about 1,400?
Last year when he broke out, yeah, he had 1,300 yards, 8 touchdowns. The year before, he had 481 yards, 2 touchdowns. In his rookie season, he had 446 yards.
Wow, he got broke off like that.
Because where he was drafted, this is him going into his final year. Right. So, listen, you're a team like the Texans where you have a lot of money.
Oh yeah, no, it makes 100% sense for them.
Here's a conversation, and I don't know if we want to have it on this podcast episode. We could have it on a different podcast episode. Is that the wide receiver market? Nico Collins getting like about $24 million a year. $24 million a year. He was a dog last season. Had a great season, but before last season, he was just kind of like. And again, like the Texans had quarterback problems, blah blah. But right, let's think about the next receivers that are about to get paid. Justin Jefferson, Jamar Chase, T. Higgins. They breaking CeeDee Lamb. Forgot CeeDee Lamb. They breaking 30 mil. Like easy. If they are going to break $30 million per year. Okay. A discussion that we will have on this podcast at some point is when it's time for that next wave, the Chris Olaves, the Garrett Wilsons, like that kind of next wave. It's gonna be tricky because they are gonna look and say, well, shit, Justin Jefferson got whatever. Where my 33 mil? Where my 34 mil a year for a wide receiver, right? That's where it's going. And to Chris Olave's point, like if that's what he's gonna want, all you would look and say, well, shit, Nico Collins his first 2 seasons didn't even have 500 yards as a wide receiver. I done had 1,000 plus with bad
quarterback play.
It's going to be fascinating.
Fascinating. Luckily, we don't have to worry about that right now. He's going into his 3rd year. After this year, they could probably start talking. If they want, my guess is the Saints won't, and they'll probably try to ride it out. But
I mean, the smart thing to do would, after like so after the season ends, going into the off season for next season, they should start trying to talk to Chris Olave then. That's not how Mickey Loomis operates. Like it just isn't. He's done it with he did it with Big Creep, surprisingly. Yeah. Other than I can't even think Caesar, right? But like those were kind of easier contracts. Like this, that Olave contract ain't gonna be easy. Deshaun said a wide receiver 2 getting that much is crazy. But here's the thing, like you, it depends on what you see, what the definition is. Because if you're just basing it off numbers, or you basing it off like his like what you see him play. Because Chris Olave's numbers show that he's a wide receiver 1.
Yeah.
Right now, I get that not maybe everyone or people have that opinion of him, but his numbers show that he's a wide receiver 1. And I just go back to the Nico Collins factor. Before CJ Stroud, Nico Collins looked like a okay, decent NFL wide receiver. CJ Stroud gets drafted. Nico Collins looks like a pure wide receiver 1 and just like a dog, right?
Yeah. And I get it from the Texas standpoint. Like, they don't have to pay CJ Stroud for another couple of years.
Yep.
They doing what they should do. Flood, cover your young quarterback with weapons and go get it. Go compete. Go compete for a championship. You know what I'm saying? While you got a young gifted kid on a rookie deal. So it makes sense for them. It's just stick a pin in this conversation. You know what I'm saying? This is one of the things like, oh, this is gonna be interesting down the road. You know what I'm saying?
Super interesting. Because it's not. And here's the thing: it's not just for like the Saints, right? It's for any team that has a wide receiver on their team that is the next in line is wanting to get paid.
And what makes it real interesting is like the draft is putting out tons of wide receivers every year, so it's kind of surprising that the price tag is going up so much. You know what I'm saying? It's just interesting. It's the whole dynamic of it.
It is. It's a fascinating thing. But we will dive into that, Nate, when necessary as that approaches. But it's just something to stick a pin in. But thank y'all for joining us tonight. Just jumping on, just keeping us company as we talk Saints, OTAs. We really appreciate it. Hopefully before training camp happens, we'll get some type of clarification if training camp's going to be open, like at least a couple of days. Anyway, I was going to say something. We had a pretty positive pot. I'm going to just keep positive, bro. I'm just going to end it right here. Maybe I'll break it next time we record. But anyway, thank y'all so much. We'll be back maybe next week. No, we'll for sure be back next week. We were trying to do a live show every weekend, and then life happened for both of us. So, but we'll for sure be back next week talking. Maybe I'll shout out to our dude Greg Rosenthal. See if we can get Greg on here. He just did his fantastic projected starter series, which is stellar each and every year that he does it. But thank y'all for the love. We appreciate y'all. We love y'all. We'll be back next week. With that, we're out.
Peace.